Back at it again at Krispy Kreme. Hello, everyone. It's your I don't know if I can call us friends yet, but, you know, hopefully we'll get there. It's your pal, your good buddy, Red Shadow, coming back at you. Last we left off, we were making likely one of the most impactful decisions of the playthrough, which is, of course, to decide our gender. And I was shocked. There was a lot of debate back and forth in the comments. It was shocking, just how passionate everybody got about it. I was flummoxed. Turns out, we somehow came to a conclusion. No, I hear you, by a vote. And by the way, I didn't influence this at all. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't tip the scales. There were no fact checkers of this. There didn't need to be any. So, in this case, by a margin of only 51 to 49, turns out boy was selected over girl. I'm sorry, ladies. Maybe you'll get your shot next time. Look at these fingers. I mean, look at these dirty fingernails. Unbelievable. Anyway, so this is what we look like. Our name. I tend to go for my first initials, usually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Somehow it typed R twice. R. The number pad being alphabetically ordered is so interesting. You know, they know that this game is going to be played by children predominantly, so they're gonna make it as easy for them to understand. Now he says, "My name's RC, of course." Yes. Now this is Oak's grandson. You can almost call him Oak as well, if you really think about it. That is, unless it was a daughter that Oak produced. We don't know too much about the Oak family line. Yeah, so this could be either Oak, or who knows, it could be a different complete lineage. This is somebody that we've apparently known since we were kids, which will be interesting. Trying to think of a good name here. Once I gain maybe more notoriety, I can maybe switch things around, but I think for now we're just going to give him a traditional classic name. We're just going to call him Hana. Now he's asking if it was Hana. I'm going to say yes to that. Now, oh, that's my cat in the background, if you can hear her. Sorry if that's disturbing. She will definitely be making some guest appearances. I would be surprised if she didn't make one this episode. Now, many an internet funny guy has made the joke of, oh my goodness, I can't believe Oak forgot his own grandson's name. I think it's totally believable. I mean, I think it's believable. I don't know if you've ever talked to this character that we're referring to as Hana in this case, but he's kind of a you-know-what. And so I would want to forget his name too, personally. Alright, so here we go. This is where the actual journey starts. Exciting stuff. Let's go. So we go from the sprite to our sprite in our bedroom. And here we are. Very interesting bedroom. I've always enjoyed this space. First and foremost, we do have a video game system in our room, which is tight. I'm probably not going to leave the room as a result in this game and explore the world of Pokemon because I just want to play on my NES. My Nintendo. I wonder what he's... Oh, it says it's time to go. I wonder what he's playing. It never didn't say. Nice little bed to sleep in. And books in the shelves. Now, it says it's crammed full of Pokemon books, which has always been a point of contention. Crammed full. It's quite a expressive statement. Now, is this something interactable? It is. It's a nicely made dresser. It will hold a lot of stuff. But we don't care. I mean, that's the end of that story for that dresser right there. And this is our PC that we have in our room. There are many of these sprinkled throughout the region. I believe almost always, if not always, found in a certain building that we will encounter later. We have a mailbox here. There's no reason to look at that. I don't believe there's any mail. But we do have item storage within this. Now, items are kind of an interesting topic of discussion. Some swear that due to the difficulty of the game that they're unnecessary. I'm going to go ahead and see what's stored here. It's a single potion. Now, this is going to heal a Pokemon. It's going to restore 20 hit points. Okay? So it's basically the most entry-level item in the game. The most simple to understand. Very straightforward. We're probably not going to end up needing it for in-battle use, but I will certainly take it to sell or use as a pick-me-up as we're exploring the region. So that takes care of what our room has to offer, except for one placard here which says, if you're confused, you can always help. So you can press the L or the R button. Now, I might go through those menus at some point, but I don't want to belabor this any more than it already has been. So we're gonna go ahead and look what's going on in the menu by hitting start. Our bag is empty save for the potion. The bag is organized into various pockets, and those will be filled up as we go. There's also our trainer card. Now, it's interesting because the game bends over backwards to justify so much of the world. You know, they go as far as having the in-game characters discuss saving the game and contextualize it in that way, and yet somehow, without even a single Pokemon in our party, we already have a trainer card. So I suppose that within this world, regardless of the efficacy by which you take Pokemon seriously, it's perhaps true that every person receives a trainer card, which is funny to think about. Now this gives us our information, our ID number, which is essentially irrelevant. Our name, the amount of money that we have, the time we've been playing the game, and then on the bottom there you see 8 slots, and it says badges. We will understand what those are very soon. This is the save option. This is where we say goodbye to Ingrid. We save the game. Now it says warning, there's another file. If I save, it's going to go. Now, what I enjoy so much about this title in specific is in future releases, and I believe others as well, they, wanted you to have to essentially bend over backwards to delete the file on your game that already existed. But I didn't really talk about this too much last time, as the last time was more of an introductory kind of thing, so I didn't want to get too deep into the game stuff quite yet. But this is I believe I mentioned a remake of the first game in the series. They knew a lot of people were going to come to this and potentially have this be their first game as sort of a new beginning for the series in many ways that I cannot discuss at this moment. If I start throwing words like generation around, that's used so colloquially at this point, it could confuse. So whenever you see the game going out of its way to make sure that the player isn't lost or understand what's going on, up to and including especially the L and R help menu being a dedicated button that you end up accidentally pressing very often, that just walks you through every little aspect. I mean, you cannot, even if you know, especially if you can't read, get lost. You cannot be confused. There is a cryptic element to the game. There are things that are not directly spelled out to you. And there are a lot of holdovers from the original release that were left in, perhaps as homage, perhaps to persevere and preserve through the ages. But there are many benefits to playing this game specifically that will become more clear as time goes on. Because they knew it was a reset, they went out of their way to create hardware that would be able to be accessed in the future. They wanted longevity to be part of the mission statement of this game. We're going to mess with some of the options in the menu. I keep hitting X thinking it's the start button, but there is no X and Y on the Game Boy. There was only A and B. Now, we got text speed on fast, battle scene is on, that's fine. The battle style is shift. We got another fork in the road here. And yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and hit set. And I don't wanna do mono, I wanna do stereo. Get that surround sound. Set and switch is essentially but during battle with a trainer, whether or not you're allowed to switch your Pokemon before the opponent sends out their next Pokemon. It's sort of slightly harder, some might say. And button mode help, LR, L equals A, help, L equals A, LR. You know, I'm gonna have L equal A for now until I'm ready to go back and look through all of that help stuff, and we'll change it. Now, this is the type of frame that exists around the text boxes. I'm going to leave it up to you guys which one you like best. For now, seeing as I'm sort of a red guy, I'm gonna stick with red. Plus, it's thematically significant to the version we're playing, FireRed. Now, what's a version? Don't get me started. We're gonna walk downstairs. Mom, no. Where does she sleep? Does anyone know? Can anyone identify where her bed is? If she's meant to be living in this house, perhaps a futon that she pulls out. We don't know. Now, there's a movie on TV, 4 boys are walking on railroad tracks. Now, this prompts us to say, I better go too. I believe that's a reference to the film The Shawshank Redemption. She keeps a tidy home. She keeps a tidy home, and she knows how to cook. I think that's all you need from a mom. Hey, Mom. I've always found this so touching. It's an element they didn't need to include. But I found it so touching that they have your mom here in the room with you. And it looks like it's time for us to go find Oak, and there's only one way out, and that's the door. I think kids are probably pretty confused by the carpet being the way in and out of certain buildings. I don't know if it's intuitive because I've played games before, but I believe, probably myself included with the first release and many others, I believe there to be a certain amount of confusion about where exactly. Okay, I want to go see Oak. Okay, I'm gonna go see Oak. Where is he? You know, like what's going on? How do I get out? And you know, you see this, and you're like, what is this? And then there's an arrow, so you know you're supposed to go that way. So this is the town of Pallet. It's a really small town. I believe it's a population of perhaps 10. You know, I mean, we're talking about. This is the boonies. We're in it. So this is our house. I don't know why it says RC's house. I mean, did I buy it or what? There's a little sign next to this garden. Now it says Shades of Journey Await. Now, it's called palette, of course, because, well, you'll see. But if you know what a palette is in painting, I think you can probably guess. Now, this is Hana's house. Let's go check on what Hana's up to. See if he's around. Oh, he's not. Well, they don't even have an upstairs. Oh, interesting. I guess my family's richer. They're also crammed full. Now that's a painting, I suppose, of the lovely and sweet Clefairy. So there's a Pokemon on TV having fun. That's cool. I suppose this woman here has been cooking as well, because something smells delicious. So this is Daisy, and she is the sister of Hana. And she says her brother is made his way to Oak's lab, which, you know, you can tell the whole place is surrounded by forest. There's only basically one way to go. This woman here is reading the sign. Let's see what she has to say. Is that right? And she backed up. And she says, read it. And it says, press start to open the menu. And it says, signs are useful, aren't they? Only when you tell me to read them are they useful. I wouldn't know what to do. Now, this is one of my favorite. If you could stop moving, please. He says, technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items and Pokemon as data via PC. It's a very often overlooked aspect of the series is these are digital monsters that we are collecting. They are data. So this is the lab. Let's go inside and talk with Oak. Ah, I see. Beautiful. A lot of shelves here. Let's see. This gentleman says he's one of the aides. Who are you in relation to Oak? And I also don't know why she says he doesn't look like much. I thought he was quite strapping, Samuel. Crammed full of Pokemon books. Now, these are crammed full as well. Is this one crammed? Yep. I wonder if there's anything crammed in here. And crammed. Yeah, and crammed. And then who's this? Isn't that what this guy said? Do you guys know you're saying the same things? Is that like, did you guys coordinate that? Wow, look at this. Oh, there's Hana. What is this thing? It says, what could this machine be? Better not mess around with it. I don't know about that. I'm curious. I mean, I don't know if contextually we're meant to... Wow. All right, so that was a very interesting email if you read that. That's essentially lore, one of the few diegetic companions to the game. It's usually quite cryptic with it. You know, it's the way it disseminates its information. But in this case, it just says outright that Oak gets an email and bada bing, bada boom. And apparently the League is ready. So up until now, that has not been true. So these are encyclopedias. Huh. Press start to open the menu. It's so interesting. It's like they need to tell you that twice because it's so important. I think saving, I mean, what's more important than saving in a game like this? You don't want to lose your progress. When you save your game, it's saying, hey, anything happens, we start from here. Let's see what Hana has to say. He does not think much of us, huh? So these are Pokeballs. They contain Pokemon. Well, if Oak's not here, and he's not wandering around the village, where could he be? Well, it seems as though there's really only one way to go, and it's up this way. Oh. He says, don't go out. What's the problem? I've always enjoyed this. I know some people think, what the heck? What, you know, why does he stop you? But if you look at it, you know, from his perspective, it's just interesting if you look at it as, if you take it seriously, like I've been saying, and you think about it, these are wild animals essentially, and they probably attack people and do worse to them. So my little butt was about to get kicked by who knows what, and he saved me. It's also his fault for not being where he was supposed to. So we've got a very impatient friend here, Hana. Now, he's done. He's hanging up the hat, and he's allowing us to pick one of these. And our friend here is so short-sighted that he doesn't understand how picking second is the optimal choice. So I suppose we get three options. Now, anybody who understands the magnitude of this decision knows that I cannot make this decision alone. This is sort of the one of the quintessential choices in gaming. There are three options, of course, for the first Pokemon we are going to receive, and the options are the Grass Pokemon Bulbasaur, the Water Pokemon Squirtle, and the Fire Pokemon Charmander. I love the blurbs about them. What does this one say? Easy to raise, right? And then this is worth raising. And this one you need patience. So yeah, fire, water, and grass. Frog, turtle, and lizard. Who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to help. So next time, we're going to make that decision. You let me know in the comments which of the three you would like me to select. Thank you. Goodbye.